I wish I'm Mamma Papa, I'm Rodia and Patty. Mosum for dears and Pani. Trading for be a pioneer near here and with them, you did some way. Son, I'm sort of Madaruma, ain't it, me home adding. I wish ya on my Ghana. Titu ya you go media issue. Mobile minus your opinion because ya young phobia. Nepa a ewo media ne so no ye bu ya ni agusu na nsɛmhunu propaganda ye ntumi identify the difference between lies and truth enti onwo mugu media ne so na omashada ama omano aye dedede se ewo se omobeka nsɛm bi ade agu a particular party bi ahofin eno enko na yedi akire asɛm bi kwa na ye ndomu asukɔ and link dia na ye share. In fact, ya nkasa ye ho atamfo ne ma oman no esi apini. There is this man one day me share ne channel and how was he in the presentation, how was he a man the point and how was he and narrated the story and I said nyema bia akoso oman with the current situation na me hwe ye youth na nkasa so kra no enyema ye de adwen ene akoma edi akira. In fact ankamani ni su aba and na meteka mo and one man eteme nchen a oka say o hwe me na me hwe that program no he was like me na me hwe that program onwe say no me feel something because the youth will never follow this program. Eno eneba boaye ne yehu kwa betumi atutu ya namo asiye ne atumi aka me together na yaje oman no ede asi wonom no there be ye sorry ye refer to other state and omone ma de but ye there be o man ni obi a the program very very educative wo hwe program no irrespective of political party irrespective of where religion and answer wo tribe any ade no so we obi a wo dwen ekọ akira o de beto nchen abisha ebia obisa se man be na America na sam yenkwe ne yenkwohwe one of the videos any presentation any education a ewom a o de emai ebia yebeto aso.
Yeah, I know. I'm not worrying my, what time is it? Why? I had to rush here from some 1-2 things, BT. I didn't get time to go and be in my costume. But forgive me. But still, what time is it? It's nation time, man. No matter what I wear or what I don't wear, even I come and sit here and take a cry, it's nation time. But I won't do that. Anyway, folks, welcome to Talk Shop, where we tell it like it is and let the chips fall where they may. And as we always say, truth crashed to the earth shall rise again. Oh yeah, dang. And the truth will rise again. And finally, I'm not in my t-shirt, but I have my right and my eagerness to ask you, what time is it? And you have your right and eagerness to answer, nation time. It's nation time. Folks, I'm very, very keen on this nation time. Because let me tell you something, folks. We have a phenomenal country. This Ghana is phenomenal. And every time, what irks me, when people are talking, "Hey, Chile Ghana, your potential." Isn't that what we always say? Chile, this country, the potential in this country. Every time people are talking and they want to talk positive about Ghana, Chile, don't underrate Ghana, cry the potential. Folks, I am so freaking tired of talking about the potential. Potential to do what? Let us become what we are supposed to be. And this potential thing, young fun to change. Folks, and here's the thing, folks. You know, I was always talking about my friend Stokely Carmichael and his famous quote that I enjoy so much. He said that colonialism, the effects of colonialism has not only made us stupid, but it has actually made us ignorant in our stupidity. It sounds painful, but it is so true. You know, I mean, many of us were born after colonialism. And me, I was born just when colonialism was ended. You know, I was born just when Gold Coast was becoming Ghana. So, minim colonialism. You know. But when we talk about colonialism, we are talking about a certain state of mind, which even though the British has left, the white folks have left, they've given us our independence, we have a state of mind that is still very, very colonial. And we are not even aware, it comes so comfortably, say we think it is it. Right now I'm talking to you in English, right? I'm not here talking to you in Twi or any other local language. I'm speaking with you or talking to you in English. That is all a legacy of the colonial heritage. So you should start beginning to understand what colonialism is all about and what it has done to us. I think the main thing colonialism did to us is that it stripped us of all our pride, it stripped us of all our dignity, and we were standing there totally naked. And once they had stripped us, they said, now, whatever we say you are, that is what you are. You don't even have any say about who is the African. Who are you? Hey, I don't know. Let me go and find out from the British. They colonized us. Let me talk to them a minute. You go to the British. Yeah, British. Sorry, I'm from Ghana. Please, who am I? It sounds crazy. It sounds funny, but that is colonialism. When we look at ourselves, what we see, what we do, it's not us. It is what they say is us. Otherwise, my people, how on earth can any group of people be so wealthy? Do you know the amount of gold in Ghana? Oil? How can we be so wealthy in rich mineral resources but be a broke-ass country? Your friend Addo used it as campaign. I liked how he put it in Twi. Yeti sikaso, which means we are sitting on wealth. Yeti sikaso, we are sitting on wealth, and yet we are hungry.
Yeti sikaso, omenyo hiamai. Akomde. Ya mobo wagana. Yeti sikaso, omenyo hiamai. Nenam amemua enkoye ntino. Akomde.
Now, just take it yourself, forget about Ghana. Let's say you have a friend and you go and visit your friend and he's sitting on so much wealth. Name the wealth, your friend has it. He's sitting on it, and yet he's very tattered in his clothes. He's actually skinny because he has not eaten. He is a broke-ass man. And you know that this your friend, you're wondering, but how come he's broke? I didn't tell him how come he looks so wretched? Because I know he has wealth. It will boggle your mind. You go around and you tell other people, Charlie, can you believe this, my friend? He has this, he has that, that. But go and see him. Go and see the state. Go look at him. You won't believe that he's sitting on all these riches, because it will blow your mind to see somebody who is supposed to be wealthy sitting on wealth. And you go and see them tattered, torn, broke ass. But don't be surprised. That's us. When I do it like an individual thing, you have a friend who is in this state. What will you think of your friend? You tell me, say, okay, so I'll be very, very surprised. You mean this, my friend, has money? I say, yeah, he has access to money. You mean this, my friend, has access to wealth? I said, yeah, he has access. So why was he sitting down in torn clothes and broke and lean and suffering? You'll be wondering, forgetting that it's you. Is your picture I painted for you. That is us. Because the part of what colonialism did was strip us of our identity. And then they showed us a certain image and it says, this is you. And unfortunately, that is what we have accepted. That is why we don't think about it all. But any leader comes, the first point of call is, which foreign investors can I get? That's the first thing. Who can I get to help me? Look, when long I wasn't born, I wasn't there. 14 one way. When the white folks came, why do you think they named this place Gold Coast? Think about it all. They came, they lodged on our coast, and they called it Gold Coast. Why? Well, one answer is that we have so much gold in the ground. But trust me, when they came and they were walking around, they didn't know gold was in the ground. They called it Gold Coast because even back in the day, our forefathers were doing their own mining and digging gold. So they came and they saw the gold that our forefathers had mined. Even the Gold Coast, everywhere you go, people are doing their own little mining thing. They came and saw the gold. That's why they call it the Gold Coast. I tried to get you a picture to understand that it was something we were doing. We were mining before they came, and when they came, they saw the gold. The only thing they realized was that there's plenty more where that came from. Our forefathers, when we scrape the surface of the kakra and get a little bit, then we are very, very happy. You remember the story about Mansa Musa? They said he carried about a whole caravan of about 1,000 people, bags of gold. We had gold, and they saw that we had gold, but they stripped our identity. They had us convinced that most of the gold that is down there is theirs because they have the technology to go down there and do it on a bigger scale. All I'm trying to draw attention to is that it's not that we didn't have any mining, we had it, but they brought in their machines and everything, and now we stood back because that's the part of the picture I'm painting. What can you do? You are worth nothing until we do it. Step back. Let me go down there and dig the gold. So they did on a very, very, very large scale, and the rest is history. The rest is history. The sad thing is that it's now going on, but still, it's not even us that are benefiting. Well, some of us are really benefiting, but the bulk of it is going into the hands of foreigners. Folks, you know what I'm doing? We are talking about mindset, right? This is one of the major causes of our inferiority mindset. The picture we have of ourselves, that picture was painted for us by those who colonized us. And that's how we see ourselves as Africans. Look at the International Monetary Fund. How many times have they come to bail out Ghana? It is because we have wealth, we have oil, we have gold, we have rosewood, name it, we have it. But the International Monetary Fund will come and they say, you guys, you are broke. How can we help you run your economy? And then our intellectuals, the economists, they will go and sit down with them and show them how much we are begging for. And they will look at it and say, okay, I think we can give you this, but when I give you this, you have to do this and that and that and that, and then we agree nicely. And then we beg them, why? Because it's part of the programming. We have been programmed to believe we are not capable. So when Nkrumah is standing there and says, we are going to prove to the world that the black man is capable of doing his own thing, I know I talk about this every day because I want it to start sinking home.
There is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
I want to start sinking home. Why a leader like Kwame Nkrumah would say that in the beginning, when we got independence, that it is time to prove that we are capable of managing our own affairs because we hadn't proved it. We were the colonial subjects. They were the bosses. They tell us what to do, and we say yes, sir. And it's very, 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 very interesting. When we were going to school, way back then, how even the colonial education, how it was affecting our thinking. I went to it's now KNUSC Primary back in the day, where it was punishable if you speak any local language. Chi or Gan, they will punish you. Do you know the crime? For speaking vernacular. I mean, I want you to think with me here. I'm in Ghana. Me o chidi ba and I'll be in Krani ba and I'll be a Beni ba. They go to school and if break time they meet their friends or whatever and they decide to speak in their local language, it was punishable. How dare you speak? And they call it vernacular. Folks, I'm rambling on, but I want us to understand something very, very important. And Master Mahama, if you say you're going to reset the country, please, this should be a part of the agenda. How do we get Africans? Let me stick with Ghana. How do we get Ghanaians to start thinking that the image they see of themselves and what they think themselves to be is an imported image? How do we see ourselves as Africans with pride? That has been stripped off, folks. Completely stripped off. And we're clueless. So Ghana has been to the IMF 17 times to go and borrow money. So you folks tell me, we have gold, we have oil, we have timber, we have diamond, we have rosewood, we have, name it, we have them. How does a country the size of Ghana, who has all these rich mineral resources, go and see the white man 17 times? Please help us. It is a mentality which was part of the colonial programming. A mentality that we should accept ourselves as inferior. And don't you ever dare think you can compare yourself to us. If you need anything, come humbly. But you know, the colonial effects has gone crazy. No wonder my friend Soli Kamako says that we have become ignorant in our stupidity. It's just damn crazy for any leader to rent a private aircraft at $20,000 an hour to go and borrow money. But you see, when you are affected by colonial thinking and your whole body is colonialized, your mentality is colonialized, you don't see anything wrong with it. You don't. And what I find funny is when, for example, we are meeting with the French, the Dutch, the English, we are meeting with our development partners. Folks, you know what a partner is? A partner, there's some parity. You know, this is what I'm offering, this is what you're offering, and let's form a partnership. Everybody is bringing something to the table. That's a partnership. If you have it all your cocoa beans in its natural state, now you go and give it to your partner. Say, please, partner, I've harvested my cocoa beans, so here they are, $10, here, buy it. And then your partner buys it. He goes, he processes it, he puts it through the machine. It comes out as chocolate or chocolate vanilla. Or it comes out something different. And what he bought from you at 10 Ghana says, oh, Chief, I'm done. You can come and buy it back. How much can I buy it? Oh, I've gone through all these processes. Why don't you bring me 200 Ghana cedis? You sold the thing at 10. Was it for 200 BG? And he says your partner. We are jokers. We are jokers. Look, today I don't have any particular topic. I'm just carrying on. We are jokers. I don't even talk about all Africa. I'm talking about Ghana. Oh, we have thrown away colonialism. You know, before, the white men came in slave ships. They came in ships, and then they came, and then they settled here, and then they started raiding us and taking slaves away. I'm sure you've been to the Cape Coast dungeon. I don't call it castle, it's a dungeon where they kept the slaves. I'm sure you've been there. If you have not been to Cape Coast, I'm sorry. Go and visit. See where they kept the slaves. There's one door there called the door of no return. That is where all the Thai slaves, they push them through that door to get into the boat. Once you get into the boat, you can't come back. It's different, the door of no return, folks. And I'm telling you this. They did this to us. They gathered the slaves and pushed us and sold us into slavery. And unless you don't know the history there, I don't know what is wrong with you, but the slaves were packed in ships like sardines. Nipano, Udaha, no be also, no be top. See, they were packed like animals. If they have to, pardon my language, ease themselves, they did it on whoever is below them. Ome Yari, who have to cough and throw up, they did it and throw it up on people. The dehumanizing thing they put us through. Slavery. To take us outside. And I think those of you who have read any literature about that, there's something called the Middle Passage. The Middle Passage is the distance from where they packed them from, Elimina Castle, all the way until they get to the US. And Middle Passage, the Middle Passage. That's where people died. People died. Folks, you know what I'm saying? But you know the funny thing? Today that we are all cool, man. We are in our V8s. We are celebrating life, because slavery has stopped. I have my V8, I'm in my air conditioner, I'm full nyanya. Slavery has stopped, right? The only difference, folks, is this time they don't have to come with a shippo. They don't have to come with guns. What's the difference? We go there willingly. We go. People go and stay, find all kinds of money to find all sorts of ways to get a visa so they can go. They don't have to bring a slave ship. I'm telling you, if by mistake the UK or the US or Canada brought some ship here, say Ghana we need you guys to come and work for us, they didn't come with a gun, no, nothing. They just brought an empty ship, no, the BC. Say we need you guys to come and work for us. Come and see Japa. I swear to God. You see doctors in there, professors, nurses, fighting with the Ebola men. Everybody's jackpying. He says slavery is over. No, they are smart. Now they don't have to come with any ship. They do it through remote control. they do it through remote control, And as we speak, you go and find a number of visas that are piled up in various European countries. People want to jackpot. But after everything has been said and done, folks, when you see numbers of our youth leaving like this, do you know why? They have no hope. No, most of them, but when I've reached the end of my life, because there's nothing else I can think of. There is no hope. And where there's no hope, there's no life. So the jackpying, all of this part of people want to try and go away is just a symbol of hopelessness. So what am I saying this, folks? I'm saying something is wrong with us all. And it's like a joke. We kind of diagro, It's like a joke. But if you think deeply, we black people, or let me say we Ghanaians, I won't talk about any black people. We Ghanaians, we suffer a very debilitating effects of colonialism. Yeah, I'm speaking English, it's not my language, There's something that we call, go through the consequences of certain things, and the consequences have its effects. Some of the consequences of colonialism that went through was that we had to study English as we kind of say mother tongue or whatever they call it. So we speak English, we speak French, we speak Portuguese, we speak all kinds of things that the colonialists colonized us with. We speak their language. But beyond the language that we speak, do you realize that it is an added value to us that I know their language and they don't know mine? What are we doing with that? But because we've been colonized before, we don't even see that we are empowered to do things now that will take us above what the colonial subjects did to us. We don't even see. Massa. We think we are all their masses. Massa. When they have the G8 team, do you hear any African country in it? When they're talking about the G8, the great 8 countries, do you hear any African country? When they go to the UN, blah, 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 US, we veto, do you hear any African country has a veto? Because we have accepted. However, we control practically all the resources that they need in this world. We have them. But they were so smart. They were so smart that even though we have less access, even though we could practically control, they made us stupid. And they made us ignorant in our stupidity. They made us forget, even before when they came to Ghana to go here, because we had miners in Ghana. Now it's like we have to deal with the big time corporations. And they take the major. Look, folks, let me tell you something. I mean, somehow I find it funny. Because this kind of things that I'm talking about, we were talking about it long ago when I was in, is it Form 3 or Form 4, back in the day. These are the kind of things and the kinds of awareness that we had, that we actually talked about. I was the organizing secretary for a movement called the Student Movement for African Unity. It was called SMAO, Student Movement for African Unity. I think I was the organizing secretary, you know. And we would have lectures and things, but it was opening our eyes back then. The kinds of people we are and what we're supposed to do, or what we're supposed to become. So when I come and sit here and I say it's nation time, it's nation time, it's nation time, all I'm saying, folks, is that if, and it's a big if, IF, big if, folks, if Africans can get our act together with intelligent leadership and direction, I am telling you, what we'll do in this world, if we get it right, and if we have the direction right, if Africans can do that, the things we could do in this world, you have no clue. You know, the economies of all these European countries, you have no idea the extent to which they have to depend on poverty-ridden Africa. Poverty-ridden Africa. And it's very, very funny. It's all a mind thing, you know. If you're watching the US television and they're talking about Africa, then they show the very, very deprived areas in Africa, poor people, and then there will be somebody saying, well, we're in Africa and these are poor Somalians and we need to adopt these children. You know, they have all these things. They show UNHCR, whatever, you know, adopting poor African children with flies all over their face and things. And that is the image that they are very, very, very happy with. And sadly, that is the image that many Africans are also beginning to accept. Say, this is us. It is not us all. It is a picture of us as colonized people. They don't have to degrade us anymore. No, we have degraded. The FS. And the way they did it was masterful. Through colonization, through our education, through our religion, they use these pillars. So put the Africans through this. And by the time an African goes through this place, they come out and they think that they are now, yeah, I'm a big man. No, they have shrunk you to nobody. Things are changing. I'm glad to see things are changing. People are becoming more and more aware. You know, I mean, hey, where they are, I speak their language, you speak their language, some speak French, whatever, fine, you know. But things are changing gradually. But it has to get to the point where I don't even have to communicate fluently in somebody's language and not know mine. It will get there. Things are changing, you know. They are gradual. You know, today, you see a very, very, very brilliant, articulate lawyer or our judges. You see the picture of our judges? Do you see the white thing on top of their head? Do you see their wigs? That is one of the biggest colonial relics that we battle with. We make a point to, yes, a wig that you have to wear is part of your regalia as being a judge. You have to wear a blonde wig made of horse tail that the British were wearing way back there, 13th century beyond, and not British nation. Today in Accra, go to High Court. Look at the pictures. We'll be in a wig. But here's the thing, it's okay. They are brilliant lawyers. I know they are great. The most brilliant lawyer that I know of, Chachushi Kata, he himself, he wears a wig. Now, this point I'm making is this. We have become so used to being colonized that even some of the relics that depict us as servants, we still do it and do it comfortably. Folks, we have to wake up. I don't know how long it will take. I don't know how long it will take. A good friend of mine said, yeah, we struggle for independence. And he said, good. Gaining independence was great. You can gain independence in 2, 4, 5 years, 6 years. No, your independence. But the biggest task is decolonizing your brain. That will take about 300 years. Decolonizing your brain, that will take about 300 years. You go to an African Supreme Court and you find that nobody's wearing any wig. Instead of, they have some new thing which is very African that is traditionally related. You do what, then you know that a wig can be, but it's going to be very slow. You can get independence in a matter of a few years, but to decolonize his brain, massa, it's going to take ages. Because we are so steeped in it. Look, when our African leaders, when they enrich themselves, or let me put it bluntly, when they steal the nation's money, what do they do with that? They take their money abroad. They go and buy a house in UK, buy a house in Delaware, Washington, D.C. That is the money that they even steal cannot be used to improve Ghana. You could see it. I think, and Mahama, you are in power, I hope this is part of the resetting. You are going to make it a law that no government official should travel outside this country for any medical treatment. That is a black man's mentality. The Kolebu is there. Finish Kolebu. Improve Kolebu. So that when you are sick, you can go there knowing that it has the equipment. But don't steal from Kolebu. Don't deplete Kolebu, so that when you are sick, you get on a business class ticket and go to the US for treatment. That is what I talk about. Colonialism not only makes us stupid, but ignorance is not stupidity. In our ignorance, we even think it's a mark of honor that when you are a member of government and you're not well, you should go for treatment abroad. I hope all that nonsense comes to an end. So that when you have to go for treatment, go to Kolebu, go to GMC, go to any of our hospitals. We are crazy. We are crazy. Colonialism. I saw this very, very funny picture. This is the funny picture I saw of Ajusu. You know, look at the picture of the MPP headquarters in Ajusu. And this one is a picture of the government hospital in Ajusu. I'm sure maybe if you look hard enough, you'll find other infrastructure from other parties, NDC, and also a grand, and hospitals. I'm sure there are many other examples. But I'm saying this is the mind of the colonial thinking. We have been crippled, we have been brainwashed, we have been dehumanized, we have been degraded. That when you have money, you think it's better to spend it on beautifying your party headquarters and not the hospital. Folks, it's common sense. Which is beneficial to the people? The party headquarters or the hospital? And this is just one out of millions of examples. I'm so glad that we have this Operation Oral. We'll see how much money we have that has been looted by a few and why the country as a whole is broke. This young guy, I think he's the youngest African leader now. Is his name Traore? He invested $12 million and said, Charlie, we can do it. We have arable lands. We can plant tomatoes here. Let us do it. He invested $12 million, and it's amazing that they have already become a big exporter of tomatoes and everything. $12 million. We sank 58 in a hole. Not even the complete hole. It's not even the foundation. No. That was part of the clearing, the $58 million. And we used $8 million to feed adults for 2 weeks. Folks, this is part of the colonial mentality. Oh, this is Ghana. We are hosting the games. We can feed. It's all part. They have made you think you are what you are not, and what you are, you have forgotten. So it's very, very sad, folks. That's why today I say, Patrick, I'm not following any topic. I'm just broadly talking about what my good brother, Stokely Michael, said. He says the effects of colonialism has not only made us stupid, but we are ignorant in our stupidity. And sometimes, Charlie, but we have started, and I'll be going through more and more of these things. And in marketing, that you realize and you cry. My office is next door to a day nursery, you know. In the morning for about a whole hour, all out here is read your Bible, pray every day, pray every day. If you want to grow, go to China and see kids at that age learning how to code computers. Colonialism. It has taught you that actually be a good Christian and serve your Christ and catch them. Yeah, Jesus says, suffer the little ones to get unto me. They come and in 2 hours, they are talking about, read your Bible, pray every day if you want to grow. Go and see what they're doing in China, in Singapore, and Japan. Same kids, same age. And compare the maturity in thinking levels. You can't even compare it. Don't even try to compare it. Folks, let's start resetting. Let us start resetting. I'm telling you, folks, I can do 100 programs on what colonization has done to our mind and how we can help ourselves get out of it. And it's easy. May say, even when we start and we make a conscious attempt to do it, it will take almost 200 years. So imagine a situation where we even haven't started. It is a sad situation. But folks, we need to get our minds right. We need to think right. And then at that time, I can boldly say that we are ready to build our nation. It's nation time, but let us start by applying a different thinking formula. One last story, and then I'll end my show for today. One last story. What triggered me to start really thinking about myself as an African? Let me tell you, I was in the US. I went to the movie. It was a movie about Tarzan. Tarzan is a story of a little white baby. The ship got wrecked, so the white baby got onto something that was floating, and it floated out and then ended up in some forest. So cute little white baby in Wakangro. That's the original Tarzan. This white baby was in the forest somewhere. And I went to see the movie. And let me tell you, in the movie, there were two sets of people, or two groups of two people who were looking for this baby. One was the native Africans, shipwrecked in Africa. So this baby was in Africa. This white baby was in Africa, or the ship was in Africa. So there were some Africans who were living in the area, you know, and the baby was crying, so they were looking for the baby, you know. And at the same time, there were some chimpanzees, apes, animals, and more who were looking for the baby. Okay, so here I am, an African man, watching this movie where the baby was going to be either rescued or killed by the apes or the Africans. But here's the thing, the Africans had been projected as barbaric. They had been projected as inhuman. And at the same time, the movie had projected the apes as very intelligent. They were very careful. They were very kind. Apes, no. Apes, monkeys, no. The movie has protected them as even kind. But here's the kick. Here I was, an African, watching this movie in the US. And guess what? The movie was so suspenseful. And I was praying, oh my God, please don't let the Africans get to the baby. Oh, the scary part. I was praying that the apes, the apes should get to the baby first, because the movie had projected the apes as very caring, very careful, very motherly, and the Africans were savages. So here I was, an African, praying that, oh my God, let the apes get to the baby. And that, after that movie, then I realized, wow, KSM, colonialism, Jimmy, what bought them? What's in them? A bomb say, and one mom and go home, baby, no, because the apes were going to be more careful. And of course, the apes discovered the baby, and they were so gentle and tender with the baby. And we're also happy that the Africans didn't get the baby. But this is what I'm talking about, colonialism. Do you see how I see myself? I saw myself as a wicked person, and we shouldn't be able to get to the baby first. I was rooting for the animals. That's what Stokely Carmichael said, that not only does it make us stupid, it makes us ignorant in our stupidity. So I'm going to end on this note, folks. But trust me, Talk Shop will be coming back again and again and again. And I'm so keen on this resetting. I've talked a little bit about education. I've talked about religion. And I'm going to go deeper and deeper and deeper into resetting our minds and freeing ourselves from the colonial grip that has captured not only our minds, but our souls. Folks, thank you very much for joining me. And trust me, my next episode, I'm going to be talking about, I'm sure you'll love it, is coming up after this one. I'm going to explain why in Africa, RIP does not mean rest in peace. When you are burying somebody in Africa, RIP does not mean rest in peace. In Africa, it means return, if possible. Make sure you catch my next episode right here on YouTube and Facebook, coming soon. I'm not wearing my t-shirt, but trust me, what time is it? It is still nation time with the correct mindset. Catch up with you all.
Ano kwamo mianka na awodi nipa pina ekwa tete mu pao amani pampempema wale agu odia sampa spiritual and herbal center awo wo mo yade se wo mbe mu wanya basisi a yade bi tse stroke gonorrhea anabama wale mre e wampamu low sperm count wo mo anu aduro tatahwe ene je sam ne se sabane sunsumu nsama wo mo telete se ye sunsumu aware anasa yare bi ne yade amawo pampabone anabo ana wanya abai amane e court case wo betu charge osisi a enam omadwuma panti ni pampempem ene be fo bokofie ekoye sunsumu nyuma edemom se mosini ene enzimani ekabom dia sunsumu niema asie betu obi aje wukunu anasa woyere awaresem adwumasem akwantuom nsem ni nyina ayasumasem fabadan odia sampa spiritual and herbal center obehuyan of
New Koforidua ejoso ne konongo infinfin aye Ashanti region. Ehon ma number aye didi juma no aye 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421.
Odia Sampa Spiritual and Herbal Center. You be do us some amount.